always wondered how to pronounce it. Just to get you familiar, I'd like to introduce Renu, who's a vice president with Capgemini Testing Global Service Line, with overall 25 plus years of experience in leading IT service delivery, outsourcing, governance, infrastructure services, and business IT consulting. Renu has authored book Software Testing, titled Software Testing, which was published with McGraw-Hill in 2003, and has seen 13 reprints so far, and this book is a text recommended reading in many universities in India. The book also recently revised and is under publication. She's been the recipient of Testing Thought Leadership Award in 2008. Oh, that I owe you all $100, but that was an alarm that I set for a timing break sessions. Beg your pardon. That wasn't the phone ringing, by the way. That was an alarm, just in case you hold me to $100. Renu has been recipient of Testing Thought Leadership, Pune, and more commendable was she was recently conferred Testing Leader of the Year 2015 award by Unicom's India Testing League. Round of applause for Renu's leadership. She leads initiatives to foster women leadership in testing. Can be referred as a feminist tester, perhaps. She's on advisory committee on Agile Test Alliance and holds an MS Management from Purdue University, MBA Finance, and BTech degree in Computer Science. Over to you, Renu. Wonderful credentials.
Thank you, QI, for the opportunity. And I will be talking about testing and QA transformation trends based on the Capgemini HP World Quality Report that we have been producing for consecutively for 7th year. This year's report is very focused on digital transformation QA. There are a number of slides, but I will be driving key messages. You can download this report from worldqualityreport.com. It's a PDF available publicly, but messages are important, which is what I'll try to do. So first about the report itself and the research findings. About the report, there are several sections, 10 country pullouts, 80-page report, sections around digital transformation, budgets, security testing as top priority, agile testing, industrialization, industrialization of testing, test environment and data management are the sections, and it was authored by Mark Buhn and Ajay Valgude, and 50 plus other Capgemini SMEs who have contributed to sections. Various sector analysis, geography analysis, and you can, like I said, download full report. Here, only key sections I'll be covering. So first about the report itself. It is based on 1,500 plus CIO, CEO, testing professionals interviewed. And April to June 2015 have the interviews been done. MRS is the agency that collates the data, and then all the internal experts plus HP get involved in analyzing and publishing. About the demographic of the respondents and who have contributed to it. So you can see here sector-wise trend and geography-wise trend on who have contributed. Like I said, 1,500 plus participants for it, and 10 plus countries. And you can, like I said, in your free time, look at all the details. Now I'll quickly come to the findings. So first finding is about, first to even set the context, the executive management focus of QA and testing. With the increase of Agile, DevOps, and digital world that we are witnessing, the key focus of executive management is to protect the corporate image. And that is why in later findings you'll find that security testing has become one of the key top priorities. And other focus areas include increasing quality awareness across disciplines, end user satisfaction, and many others. Moving on, now I will just talk a little bit about color coding of these findings itself. If you see black bars, black represents a question that was only for this year, 2015. There are blues and orange colors, which are for previous years, and I will relate the findings to previous year as well. This is a 2015 question, and top 5 challenges in application development is what is being asked here. So you can see this percentage represents the percentage of respondents who consider that particular aspect as important. So reliance on manual testing, too much design complexity, overburdened developers, long tag time between development phases come as key challenges in development process, and we'll dive more into the testing. Here we are talking about business challenges in application development, and you see that the topmost is 39% is the lack of budget, too many must-do things is certainly a key challenge. But 3 areas which equally rank important in business challenges are inflexible job roles, and specifically because the QA world is changing, so job roles need to continuously evolve and change with flexibly, and that becomes a key challenge. And difficulty prioritizing features for the development initiatives, a fear of changes to established business processes. These are the key challenges. Takes too long to get solutions to market. So today you ask telecom or financial services companies, the key focus areas. Agile is just a way to do it, but why Agile or DevOps is being done is because everybody wants faster to market, reduce the cycle time of the development. And that is where you see 30% raising challenge in terms of it takes too long to get solutions to market. So 5 most important areas of IT strategy, and here you can see security ranking the highest, followed by customer experience. If I ignore the rest and cost aspects, security, as I mentioned, comes from more usage of online media and social media, mobility, cloud, etc., has created the challenge of need for increased security. And customer experience, because most of the applications are accessible on the devices and multiple channels, and omni-commerce is prevalent, and that is why customer experience is very important. And you will see in future slides where more spend is being driven in terms of development as well as QA. We talk about digital transformation, and first of all, how is digital transformation measured? Or how is the digital maturity measured? Which organizations are more digital savvy, if I ask that question? Here you will see the color coding. If I talk about, yes, we already have a chief digital officer, or no, we don't have, or no, we don't have, but we are planning to have one, or we don't plan to. So first two subsections, orange and yellow, actually the first two from the bottom, if you refer, the ones who have chief digital officer already, or the ones who are planning to institute one this year, constitute more than almost 60% to 70% of the respondents say that they have or are planning to have a chief digital officer. And that is the indication of the digital maturity of an organization. Now, if I relate it to the fact that where the spend is being driven, but who is driving the IT spend, you will also see Gartner publishing research that 50% or more of the IT budgets will actually go out of the CIO organization. So business organizations are driving IT spend, and chief digital officer actually will often come from marketing or other business departments, and that is where your IT budgets will move. So yeah, so now what I'll try to do is later also try to relate the digital maturity to the spend, QA spend. But for now, if you're talking about QA and testing budget split for new developments, And which are those new developments? Here, if you see, we are talking about various industries here. Consumer product, transportation, energy, utilities, etc. And what are those applications on which QA and testing budget is being spent? If I look at ERP back office, mobile solution, back office, business intelligence, and cloud solutions, and if you look at from bottom up, the highest spend is on mobile solutions and front office solutions. And on top of that, if I look at yellow, which is the cloud, if you look at these first two, mobile and cloud, that will constitute close to 60% of the QA and testing budgets spend, which is, and it is in line with where the new development is happening. And QA is actually focused around those new developments. And rest, if you look at whether back office or ERP, etc., are, and of course, BI, you can see more use of business intelligence, but the other two areas are the traditional areas. This one is in black, and this is the 2015 question, and talking about what are the customer experience challenges, and we were talking about use of multi-channel and more focus of QA and testing into customer experience. And if you look at from top to bottom, the key challenges are getting right coverage of end user expectations, implementation or usage of testing tools, designing of test cases for those multi-channel. So those are the key challenges in QA and testing for multi-channel applications. Now, talking about mobile applications, and because, and a need for talking more about mobile applications specifically, because we said mobile applications is the area where highest development and QA and testing is happening. So what are the key challenges? Security, we talked enough about it. Security or protection of sensitive data on the phone or in the air. Efficiency and performance of those applications on the device, functionality, user interface, etc. So those are in descending order, the key focus areas of testing mobile applications. If you compare it to the previous years being shown in yellow and red, what it means is, if you see the blues, actually focus areas are getting clearer, and the later slide, if you'll see the challenges are getting lesser because people have found the ways and means and tools to actually address those challenges. Here we are talking about the greatest challenges, the same question. We are talking about mobile application QA and testing. What are the key challenges in testing those? And here, the topmost challenge, actually in blue, you see, is for 2015. Don't have an in-house testing environment. Not enough time to test, no mobile testing experts available, appear as key challenges. But if I look at the overall finding from here, you see the challenges have come down. Previous year, respondents cited more challenges in testing for mobile apps, QA and testing. We'll talk about the budgets a little bit, that how the QA and testing budgets are driven in the year 2015. So here, budget allocation as per percentage of IT spend. One of the key findings of WQR 2015 is in 2014, the realized budget was 26%, and we had in 2015, the realized spend is actually 35%. Now, our prediction now for 2018 is 40%. If you look at our earlier predictions based on 2014 report were not to the extent of 35%. Our predictions were around 30%. And if the QA and testing budgets have overshot those predictions, what does it imply? Is it a good trend to have very high spend on QA and transformation, or is it not? Is one of the questions to ask. So because of more continuous integration testing, and because of more development in the QA and in the digital area, transformation areas, the spend is high. Whether continuing increasing QA and testing budget is a good trend, maybe not. It will stabilize around 35–40% over some time. Now maturity, and we were talking about digital digital maturity based on the appointment of chief digital officer and organizations that have put that CDO in place. And if we look at that and relate it to the percentage of QA spend as a percentage of SDLC, you will see that the highest on the digital maturity are the telecom, media, entertainment, and financial services are the industries that are highest in digital maturity. And they actually spend close to 38–40% of their SDLC budget into QA and testing. This is the split of QA and testing budget over 3 categories. Includes the tools, hardware and infrastructure, and human resources. And you can see that in 2015, the split of the 3 components of QA and testing spend is almost getting 1/3 equally split. Whereas in past, hardware and infrastructure was costing, and tools were costing higher than the human resource cost. Reason for this is, with the use of tools, the human resource costs have actually come down, that's one. Another is the infrastructure. If you look at testing infrastructure is moving on cloud, and that has caused the cost reduction over a long term. Because in-house environments are expensive, and unused environments actually can be unused inventory like. Here we are talking about focus areas for IT strategy, and you can see that for across all the sectors, the blue line actually is literally on the top, and blue line refers to the security. So for all the sectors, the IT focus area of IT strategy is the security, and cyber security as one of the key offering by most of the supplier in the today's digital world it holds very key importance. Security as top key priority, and here we'll just quickly talk about this is 2015 question. How are the organizations commonly performing the security testing? You'll see dynamic security application security testing, 57% respondents, 52% say manual code review, 52% again static application security testing, and 39% say penetration testing. So this just a point to note. Let's quickly move on. For here, type of security testing team, 51% say that internal security testing teams with use of own tools, followed by 35% saying that managed testing application security testing team. What stage of application life cycle the security testing undertaken? Often security was seen only at the end, like in waterfall during the before go live do the security testing. But here you can see that security testing actually respondents citing use of security conducting of security testing across various phases in life cycle, and QA generally QA phase means end of life cycle. But here you can see from requirement definition phase to development coding, and highest use of security testing in the development coding phase. So which is a good trend to note, I would think. Maturity of Agile, and what are the approaches used for Agile? A use of exploratory testing and use of test-driven and behavior-driven TDD and BDD is getting popular, with 40 or 39% citing the use of those approaches for Agile. Challenges faced in applying testing to Agile development. Here, now if I just look at blues, it basically tells me that lesser and lesser participants or respondents are talking about any challenges. So challenges are in use of Agile DevOps is actually coming down. Previous years had the respondents citing higher challenges. Still, if I go in the order of challenges cited, difficulty in identifying right areas on which testing should focus, and lack of appropriate test environment and data are cited as top 2 challenges in applying Agile development. This is here, if I just focus on the orange, which is the currently used, and this question is about implementation of various DevOps practices. The highest used DevOps practices are breakdown of the effort into smaller batches of work, use of continuous testing, creating development pipeline are the key areas the organizations are focusing on to implement DevOps. Industrialization becoming more advanced, and this question is about, in previous years, we saw the organizations focusing more on creating centralized TCOEs. I keep hearing today the Gartners and Forresters talking about that your managed test service offering where you have centralized testing for across so many clients or so many business units of a specific client will actually use of that may come down, or the testing may become smaller projects or co-located with development, or testing may be lesser in agile environment. Those are the kind of stuff our analyst community is talking about, but I don't actually believe in that. Personally, my own viewpoint is the testing, look at the 35–40% spend trend that we are seeing. Testing will keep growing actually because there is more need for faster to market and more continuous integration, more releases happening. So that will drive more testing, and of course the use of more tools because there is need for deploying faster. So even Agile and DevOps needs the testing tools. So that will drive the more testing. But coming to the question whether there will be more TCOEs, we are actually rebranding our managed test service offering as Agile MTS. What that means is that Agile need not be just co-located and need not be just next to the developers. Agile could be in a, we call it distributed Agile. So we drive Agile DevOps in right shore or offshore. And basically point is that you may not be creating more TCOEs, that it will be a COE for Agile testing or DevOps, and it may be close to developer or tester, or follow the distributed Agile. So here, basically the trend is saying that not many more are looking at TCOEs. Those who have it, they have either matured it or expect to mature it in the current years. This question in black and talks about, this is a 2015 question, what are the important elements in setting up TCOE? And here decentralized TCOE for improved agility and efficiency is the topmost reason. And so here, one argument I hear of late is that are the organization actually decentralizing the testing or centralizing the testing? In fact, more have till date centralized the testing. Centralized means created a TCOE or where all the testing is happening through one single common unit. And of late, the analysts are talking about, no, many clients are actually looking at decentralizing it. I hate sales. I have actually led large deliveries and transformations till recently. And my current position is head of sales, and I do it from India. And by the way, till last week, I did not come across one single RFX which asked for decentralizing already centralized testing. But the analyst community is talking so much about it. So why are customers not asking about it? Last week, I received one, the very first one, where somebody who has centralized testing is asking for decentralized. And we would want to talk to that customer. What are their needs for doing it and why? So moving away from that topic, here we are talking about roles in Agile TCOE. So basically, shifting skills. What are the new skills required in the current Agile DevOps world? And if you look at what is more important is shared across multiple Scrum teams, because even in Agile, it need not be, even Agile word doesn't mean that it has to be co-located or particularly for that project, and that is why we are talking about shared across multiple Scrum teams. So the key roles are automation testers, UFT Selenium skills, or software development engineer testers, SDET technical testers, non-functional testers. So you can see those in blue. Those are the new emerging roles. Use of automation has grown from 28% in 2014 to 40, I'm sorry, what is going on here? To 45% in, this is not projected well. What is the problem? Can somebody help me, please? To 45% in 2015. Sorry, this is not working. And I'm coming to close very soon. Test automation benefits. Now here the point I'm making is more and more organizations are going for increased test automation, and reason is not just the cost reduction. One of the highest reason is reduction in test cycle time. 69% or participants believe that they do automation because it will reduce the time to market. Better detection of defects, and better control of and transparency of testing activities, and the reduction of cost actually is coming at as much lower reason. Here we are talking about test automation challenges, and if I look at the top challenges, application functionality changes too frequently is cited as the top reason, followed by delivery method doesn't support the test automation. This section is around test environment and data, and here test environment types, and this is the 2015 questions. The point we are making here is the use of virtualized environments and use of cloud has grown, and that is what is coming out in this. So more than close to 50% participants are talking about use of virtualized environment and cloud. And here it cites what is the realized percentage for 2015 for use of cloud. 43% of the respondents cite use of move to the cloud-based test environments. Challenges with environment provisioning, and you can see the blues, which is 2015, actually challenges have come down compared to the previous years, but the key challenge is the having to maintain multiple versions of hardware, lack of availability of right hardware cited as the top reasons for environment management. And data generation techniques split across, there's no really trend emerging in this area. Creating data as we go, use in-house custom built in automation tools to generate test data, copy production data and massage it. So those are the kind of techniques you can. Challenges in managing test data, having to maintain the right data set versions with different testing versions is cited as the top challenge. Managing the size of the test data sets, those are the top two. And I'm on the last slide now. So to conclude, we talked about key trends in digital transformation QA and need for refocus of QA and testing on customer experience and business assurance, because we saw so much of use of mobile and Agile DevOps, and need for organizations focus on security and corporate image protection. Traditional TCOE, transform traditional TCOE into Agile and DevOps, industrialize security testing, use predictive analytics to prioritize testing activities, because there was concern cited that there were too many initiatives and lack of budget. So that is where this finding is coming from. And continue to grow test automation, build, virtualize, and looks like no time for Q&A for me.
No, that was unintentional. That was a complete test bug, Renu. Pardon me.
Thank you. So I'm done. I know I exceeded a minute or so, but
no, not at
any
all.
questions?
Yeah, sure. I'll just come to you.
Hi, Renu. Thanks for sharing this report, very exclusive and summarizing, and I think it's highlighting all the major challenges any automation team have. I'm more curious about the slide 9, which is talking about the reliance on manual testing, which is still around 39%. So, because this is a very recent report, September 15, and every organization is going with automation. Yeah, this one. Yeah. So, top 5 technical challenges in application development is reliance on manual testing. So, how exactly still it is a challenge? Because
so you can read it both way, because even with increased automation, use of automation is only 45% and not 100%, right? So which means you are still reliant on manual testing. So your use of automation will keep growing, but still a large part of your test bed is manual. Yeah.
Thomas? Yeah.
So you spoke about focus and shift towards Agile and DevOps. So as a tester, as a career tester, I'd be really worried about that. And I'm also seeing a trend in the industry where developers are taking back the testing. Is that something, a trend that you are seeing, or have you seen in this research, what you have done?
So if developers are taking testing careers, I would say welcome them to testing world, okay? Because this was a community which shied away from testing and they thought it is not good career to be in. That means they are finding growing career, focused career in testing. So be proud of it. And as I said, testing and QA spends are on rise. Need for testing is only going to increase. So be proud to be in testing. Now, I also talked about skills and you see the shift. My God, you guys keep shutting me up, looks like. Need of, I'm sorry, I lost my chain because
So basically my question was with respect, I've seen clients taking back the testing to the dev organization rather than retaining the independent test organization. So do you see that trend happening within the clients?
So first of all, do not believe that Agile and DevOps means there is no independent testing. Focused independent testing will continue and will continue to grow. That is the, if you ask my viewpoint, there has been need for independent testing and that will continue. It will continue in the Agile and DevOps world. And we have several examples. I mentioned like we have huge testing factories and we have converted them into Agile MTS. Yeah.
Okay. Just have time for one last question. There's one hand at the back. I'll take one from the lady. I haven't had a lady up on the question bank yet. Yeah.
Good morning, Renu. My name is Shrikala, and I'm coming from Rub. We've seen a big wave move in the trends of testing towards automation. How do you see the transformation of a test manager's role in this?
I didn't hear the last part.
How do you see the transformation of a test manager's role in this transformation towards automation? Because if everything is going to be tool-driven, then what really is the manager going to be doing?
Do you have an answer? Can I ask for an answer from the audience? I would like to delegate this.
You'd like to dedicate this? Okay.
Yeah, because I'm sure there are so many experts in this company.
Okay, let me have a lady answer the lady. I wouldn't like a man to take on the lady.
I find this question wrong actually, to be honest, because managers will continue, right? You have to plan, you have to schedule, you have to more plan because there is a continuous release, continuous build happening. So planning will continue and that is what manager will do on top of it, right? All the time.
Right.
Be it automation and no automation.
Yeah, my question was specifically
Meaning you would need test architects though, right? But
I set them to fight with each other now.
No, my question
Therefore, I
was...
put a women to...
Yeah. My question was actually very specific to innovation-driven test management. So when everything is moving towards innovative automation, what do you see as a test manager's role in that transformation?
Okay, if I give a quick answer, you will spend your more time trying to figure out where automation is more effective, trying to relate to the business, trying to research new automation tools, and trying to maintain your existing automation. So you will take a test automation leadership role. Your role is only going to grow.
You had something to chip in?
Thank you.
You know, I think there is a valid point to her question out there. So first of all, you know, when you're defining a role, I think it's going to be very difficult to say, this is my role, this is going to continue to be my role. It's going to be very dynamic, it's going to continue to evolve. I think the test manager also has that very important charter of maintaining the right balance. Automation, yes, is going to continue to rise, but it's not going to gobble up manual testing. So, you know, maintaining that balance, maintaining the team's morale, guiding them in the right direction when so many dynamic things are happening today, I think that's a very, it's a very subjective role which the manager has to define for himself. It's difficult for the industry to define and say this is going to be your charter as a test manager. He is mature enough, he has to define it on the go. I think it is going to be a very dicey thing for the manager to define for himself on the go.
Hey, all the ladies, thank you for standing up for me. I'm so
A
pleased.
big round of applause.
I'm so pleased I reverted the question back to the audience and at least you people could talk because I was not seeing enough questions. Thank you all for the
Wonderful.
time
Big
spent
round of
together.
applause to Renu and